Hi, good morning. My name is Kylie Brooklyn and welcome back to our channel. Today we're doing a virtual conference with some doctors, lawyers, consultants, and patients about the case of Ken Harrison. We know that Ken Harrison was a famous sculptor that months ago had a car accident, but I won't talk about that a lot because that is why we're having this interview. So in this interview, we are having the participation of Dr. Emerson, Dr. Scott, Mr. Hill, and Ken Harrison. They will talk us about this case and how they think the wish of dying is good or not.
Hello, my name is Dr. Scott.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emerson.
Hi, I'm Ken Harrison.
Hello, I'm Mr. Hill and I'm the representative of Ken Harrison.
Okay, so the first questions are for Dr. Emerson. So we want to know, what is Ken's situation? Hi, I'm Dr. Emerson. I just said that. I'm the physician in charge of the intensive care unit. Months ago, Ken Harrison was admitted here after a car accident he had, in which he suffered several traumas, like many parts of his body were fractured, dislocated, others were ruptured or broken. And that is why he is actually paralyzed below the neck and he won't be able to move again those parts. But his mind works perfectly. That is why I insist that he is suffering depression, because he is taking the decision of ending with his life. Decision that I don't support because I think he could continue with his life. And why you don't support Ken's decision? I don't agree with Mr. Harrison's decision because I think that decision is a consequence of his depression, because any sane patient would prefer to fight for his life instead of ending with it. So that is why I really think he's suffering depression. I know that I can't support this with any physical evidence, but my years of experience let me distinguish between a sane patient and a depressed patient. And I know that many doctors would agree with me because our commitment is to save our patient's life, not to help them end with it. How do you feel with the fact that Ken Harrison win the case and his wish will be achieved? I'm not happy with this decision, but if the law approve it, I can do anything. That is why I gave the option to Ken to stay in the hospital. So if he regrets his decision, we could be there to save him. But if he doesn't regret it, he would be unconscious in 3 days and he would die in 6 days because all treatments will be suspended. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Emerson, for answering us those questions. Now I will make some questions to Ken Harrison, the patient. So the first one is, why your wish is for dying instead of fighting for your life?
Because before the accident, I was a sculptor and I won't be able to use my hands or to walk anymore. And also, I don't want to depend on anyone the rest of my life. I'm not like that.
What do you feel about doctor's attitude with you?
I think their intentions are good, but I also think that they forget that I'm a patient and they want to exceed my will and my decisions. I understand their code, but they don't understand my misery.
How does it feel that you win the case?
I'm very happy, and honestly, at first, I thought that Dr. Emerson was going to win, but thanks to Mr. Hill and Mr. Kershaw, I won. Also, I'm very happy that Dr. Emerson asked me to stay here to die with company.
Thank you, Ken Harrison, for answering us those questions. Now we will ask the questions to Dr. Scott. The first question is, what do you think about Ken's decision?
Okay, first of all, in the beginning, I was very denied with Kent's idea about committing euthanasia. I couldn't believe he wanted to die. However, me as a doctor, I knew that he wouldn't progress with his health problem and he wouldn't be capable to move again or live outside the hospital. As time passed, I started to understand Ken. He was desperate to be dependent from other people and not doing the things by his own.
So, what made you change of opinion about the decision that Ken made?
What made me change my opinion? Well, Ken and I became good friends, and I started to realize that he was able to decide what he wanted in his life. He was enjoying his life in the hospital without moving. So Ken has the right to choose what is best for him. If I was him, maybe I would choose the same and not suffer anymore.
Do you think it was fair how some doctors treat Ken Harrison?
That's a good question, and I'm not sure about it, but in my opinion, treating Ken as a patient is not the right thing. We should treat him like a normal person because none of us should feel pity about him, and just that makes him feel less and maybe useful, which is not.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Scott, for answering us those questions. Now we are asking other questions to Mr. Hill. Okay, so Mr. Hill, what do you think about Ken's decision?
Well, I think that we should respect the patient's decision as long as he or she is mentally well.
Okay, so how do you decide to support your client to help him achieve his wish?
First, I spoke with Dr. Emerson, and he refuses, of course, to discharge Ken. So we decided to contact a psychiatrist, Dr. Travers, to examine Ken to see how was her mental health, because Dr. Emerson claimed that Ken was mentally unbalanced. After that, I talked with Dr. Travers, and I decided to help him.
Finally, we know that you were working with Mr. Kesha. So, what legal procedure did you and Mr. Kesha decide to use to help your client win this case?
What helps Ken to win the case was the habeas corpus procedure that is against the law to deprive anyone of their liberty without proper cause, and it is a very fast procedure.
Okay, so we just end with this interview. Thank you all of you that answer us these questions. So in this case, we can prove that the law also supports the dignity of choice because we are humans and as individuals we have the right to make our own decisions. See you later!